Hello, it's Indy, also known as Drakofey, and today I'll be taking you through the process of this painting. Today's subject will be a fairy. I definitely haven't done 3 other videos on the same subject, but you know what? Obviously I've not drawn enough fairies, so no reason to stop now. Now to start off with, we'll be doing the initial sketch. I do end up erasing this face I'm doing here because I just didn't like it. And for this drawing, I'm actually using a photo bashed reference, which is a new thing I've been implementing into my process to save some time on sketching. I'll probably put a clip of it right beside the sketch I'm doing. Speaking of references, it was actually this drawing that was in my Pinterest feed that inspired this painting. I really liked how the character was holding this hoop and looking through it, and I had the idea to put like a fairy going through someone's jewelry box and finding a monocle. So that's how this whole thing started. At the time of painting this, I was dealing with some eye strain, so you will probably see me change the background color. And as per usual, I made the hair like super detailed, even though she was gonna have black hair, because I can't contain myself. That being said, I was not about to draw that chain. I mean, I know how to, but ain't no one got time for that. Unless you do, then kudos, but that's not me. Now we're getting to the part where I started cleaning up my sketch. And when I was done with that, I put in the base colors and I was now ready for the rendering. And when I was doing the rendering, I decided I would do a live stream, so that's what you see me doing here. Which was really fun, and I find it helps me not get too distracted while drawing and actually finish. That being said, I did not get done by the time the live stream ended, but we got a lot done. And I definitely plan to do more live streams in the future, so stick around if you'd want to be involved with that. And as always, I am using the watercolor Max Pack. Probably use his brushes in every single one of my illustrations, but I should have it linked in the description. And I do think this is the first time I've ever put any of my fairies in like feathers or something, because I always do them like in leaves or like other natural materials. But this was really cool. I think I will be doing this again. I know a certain artist, Drawing with Waffles, she draws her fairies with feathers. I don't know if I was thinking of that at the time, but I mean, that's pretty cool. Actually, I'm just remembering the Tooth Fairy in DreamWorks Guardians. She also had feathers all over her body. Very cool character design. Actually, that whole movie has great character design. Let's be for real. But they based her off a hummingbird. Should I draw the Tooth Fairy? Let me know in the comments. Yes, but feathers should definitely be implemented more in fairy character design, I should say. Yeah, I got this feather image from Pixabay or some other copyright-free image website, but I don't know what type of bird feather it is. I think it's a bird of prey, but if anyone knows for certain what it is, please do tell me. I'd love to know. I was actually really not looking forward to doing the feather because I thought it'd be way harder than it was, but it was not too bad. It was actually way easier than I thought it was going to be. And it probably ended up being one of my favorite parts of the whole drawing. I especially liked adding the white parts of the feather. It was really fun and made it look very 3D. At this point in the drawing, I was really having a tricky time with the bodice part of her dress because it was really competing with the feathers for contrast. I did try a few different color combinations, but everyone in chat and me agreed the green was probably the way to go still. I just needed to find a different solution. I ended up just making the feathers a bit darker, and I do think that's what it needed. Here I am trying to explain how I paint like white fur and white feathers for someone in chat. Hopefully I explained it pretty well. I'm not sure though, but hopefully that was helpful. Now it was finally time to do the shading, which, man, I love shading. Now when I was doing the shading, I did know where I want my light source to be, but I had not yet known what background I was going to do at this point. I knew I kind of wanted to have her in a warm environment, so I did a blue to contrast that warm. Also, when I'm doing the line art, I like to leave like a faint line where I plan for the shadows to go. Like you can see it mostly like in the hair or on the face line and the eye line. There's like a path for me to put my shadows in. I think animators are known for doing this, but I like to do it because I find it helps me plan better for my shadows. Also, I'm not worrying about keeping the shadows on the character because I'm just gonna erase those parts later. And here I'm just softening some of those shadows so they aren't so harsh. Now that we were mostly done with shading, it was time to start doing the hair, which I wanted to bring some detail back that I had since it's so dark and you can't see any of the line art, so that's what I'm doing here. And when I was done with that, I was pretty tired, so I did end the live stream since we were pretty much done. And then I was going to do some more rendering outside of that. Although if I'd known how much rendering I still had to do, I probably would have recorded again, but alas, I did not. So it's going to have to be Procreate speed paint right here. Here you see I got a leaf and I just overlapped on the bodice stuff so I wouldn't have to draw the detail. And you know what? It worked out great. I mean, is it cheating? Kind of, but like, I don't know, it looked good. This image of a leaf is also copyright free, so. And now that I had pretty much finished the character, it was time to start doing the background. Was initially gonna add like a very detailed like border to make it look like a picture book, but I thought maybe it was just too detailed and it kind of took away from the character. I also tried to keep the background like very simple and kind of out of focus. You see this chest here, I did not draw it, I just got a photo and blurred it and put it through some filters and I called it done. I also got like a bunch of jewelry and beads and stuff and just made it into a pile and used that photo to make like stuff in the box. I mean, this is probably the laziest background I've ever done, but you know what? It works, and if I ever need to change it, I definitely can. Now that I was done with the background, I added the final touches and we were done. Thank you everyone for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye bye, love y'all.